Hi guys, welcome to the second video in my Halloween series. Today I'm going to show you how you can decorate some pumpkins to make a really cute looking pumpkin that looks really nice in any room you want to put it in. This is a nice alternative to carving pumpkins. If you don't really want to stick your hand in a pumpkin and pull out loads of pumpkin guts, then this is a bit better. Also, if you have children, then this would be good because you don't have to have sharp objects around their little fingers and it's a lot safer and maybe a bit more fun. I'm going to be showing you two designs and I will tell you what you need as we go along, and everything I use will also be listed in the description below. Let's get started! Before I start doing anything on my pumpkin, I'm taking a mixing bowl, turning it upside down and popping the pumpkin on it. I'm doing it on my kitchen table and I've covered it with newspaper to protect it. To start off the first pumpkin, I'm going to paint it white, and to do this I'm using just normal emulsion paint that you would paint your walls with. This is just because I had it lying around. If you have a different type of paint that would work on pumpkins, go ahead and use that. Use any colour you like. I'm just going with white because it's what I've got and I think it will look nice with the glitter. You could even use spray paint if you have that. While painting this on, I'm going in up and down motions to go along with the grain of the pumpkin. When I've done the first coat, I let that dry and then I do a second coat to make sure that the colour is even. We can't forget about the stalk, so I'm going to be painting this black. Again, you can paint this any colour you want. I'm using oil paint because again, it's the only black paint I could find. To paint this on, I'm using a flat brush because it's a lot denser than other brushes and you can really get it in all the nooks and crannies. I wouldn't really recommend oil paint because it doesn't dry very well, but it did the job enough for me. Now onto the fun part, and that is the glitter. This can get very, very messy. To stick on the glitter, I'm going to be using PVA glue. I know a lot of people use Podge, I believe it's called, for crafty kind of projects like this, so if you have that, that's good as well. I'm putting that in an empty lid to use as sort of a palette, and then I'm using another flat brush because I can get really precise edges with it, and I'm painting that on the pumpkin. Now what I'm doing with this design is I'm making stripes all the way along, so I'm going to put glitter on about 2 ridges. I don't really know if that's the correct term for the lumpy bits on pumpkins. I'm going to go with ridges. Ridges is fine. Then I'm taking my glitter and I'm literally just going to pour it straight on. Then I'm going to leave 2 more ridges white, move on to the next 2 ridges, paint that in glue and cover it in glitter. And I'm going to do that all the way around the pumpkin. Don't worry about the glitter getting on the stalk. Mine went on there because the oil paint was still slightly wet, but I think it looks quite nice. And when you've done all that, you should end up with something like this. You can leave it like this, or you can do another step which I would recommend just for mess prevention. You can use one of 2 things for this. I'm going to be using clear acrylic, which is like spray on varnish. This is going to set the glitter so it doesn't all fall off, and it's also going to add a nice sort of finish to the whole thing. If you don't have any spray on varnish, you can also use hairspray to set the glitter. And when that's dry, you will be left with a really cute glittery pumpkin. I love this design. I think it looks so cool. There are loads of different designs you can do with glitter. Just paint on any design you want and chuck glitter at it, and there you go. Now moving on to the second pumpkin, I think this is my favourite of the 2. I'm doing the same as I did with the first one. I'm painting it white with 2 coats of emulsion, and I'm also painting the stalk black. For this pumpkin, I'm going to be using lace, and I've got this massive piece of lace. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut out each individual flower shape. I'm going to start at the top of the pumpkin, and to stick these on I'm using PVA again and a flat brush, and the first thing I'm doing is taking a piece of lace and positioning it where I'd like. Then when I've got the position I want, I'm going to put glue where I had it and then stick it on top of the glue. It's a guarantee that you're not going to cover the whole area that you want to stick it on, so just go back with your glue and stick down the edges. I'm then adding more, layering them on top of each other and building a nice shape around the pumpkin. You can do whatever design you want with this, just have fun with it. You could use paper doilies instead and that would give you a similar effect. For the design, I've started at the top and I've brought it down and around, and then I've gone from the underneath of the pumpkin and brought that out as well. If there are any bits that look a bit funny or a bit too square or not how I'd like it, I cut out a little bit of lace and stick that in the place where I'd like it. I want to make sure that I don't have any harsh lines and that it's all sort of nice and flowy. And to finish it off, I'm tying a black ribbon around the stalk. I think this brings it all together and it looks really cute. Because the ribbon wasn't sitting where I wanted it to, I just took some glue and glued it in place. And when you've finished, you'll have a lovely, lacy, romantic looking pumpkin. I love both of these designs, but they're both quite different. You can place them anywhere in your house. These would be great for a party as well if you're having a Halloween party. I put both of mine in the living room. One is on top of our bookshelf and one is next to the TV. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. If you do try out any of these ideas, or even if you're just pumpkin carving, send me your pictures on Twitter or Instagram. My Twitter is @customisetweet and my Instagram is @rockya_d. Everything is listed in the description below. Remember to subscribe and comment and all of that fun stuff, and I shall see you very soon. Thank you very much for watching. I love you guys. Bye!